Welcome to the program Inside Salon today. Na the then and now media empire where the broadcast live na Facebook. Me now na host and presenter Mohamed Kamara, popularly known as Supermed. And today na Friday the 6th of August 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, inside the program today, we get an aspirant for the position of National Publicity Secretary for the APC party, Mohamed 91Sesay. We go do to the platform today. For all can discuss the topic, the upcoming APC convention. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, we now do the needful. Now begin for share the program as usual, so that plenty Sierra Leoneans then go join the conversation. We now say this is not the hub, this is not the center of the conversation. The then and now media empire where the broadcast live on Facebook. And we not forget to, we also get the YouTube platform. We now subscribe to our YouTube platform and watch all the interviews they don't do for years and years back. Some of the things we don't talk about, they don't come to pass. We now go able to always vindicate, say yes, this particular platform, the then and now media empire, and they for continue the conversation. For be that extra, that fourth estate, where the whole authorities are accountable for the interest of all Sierra Leoneans. So family, do not do the needful, now begin share ASAP. Because waiting to again today, we get an interesting topic. We get the brother Mohamed 91Sesay, we go help you for digest this topic. Like I say no more, democracy na a old ball game. Not to just no more way somebody don't win election, you know, president or so on and so forth. No. The opposition party then. Now another key cog to democracy. Then they serve as checks and balances to the ruling party. So I believe this is not just about APC people. It's about Sierra Leoneans in general. Sierra Leoneans, they want to see democracy take hold now in country Sierra Leone. Yes, Baku we play criticism for democracy. But out of the policy way available, I think that the best out of the worst. So I think say we all now, the international world agree say yes, democracy not to the best, but at least by waiting available, na in better past the other one the way they, the other system of governance the way they. Because democracy is supposed to be a form of government where the power is vested in the people. So we the people now for they in control. Although sometimes it look like the other way. But I make me and you for join the conversation, for take control, for make sure say the democracy in our country, me and you for able play part. The democracy not for one person, not for the government no more, not for the president, not for ministers no more. Now for we all na Sierra Leone. So it's very important, ladies and gentlemen, for how we keep the conversation going. And that's what they do on this platform. Yes, I believe some people them beg to differ. But we believe what we do say, we do them for the interest of the country, Sierra Leone. We country, we don't go through so many tumultuous situations, plenty problem them. So it's about time me and you stand up and make sure so we contribute positively by holding people and whether in authority accountable. Now we ask them the needful question, the real question. Say, what's in the happen in our country? Why is XYZ happening? Now that's what they do on this platform. And we're not going to stop for doing because tomorrow, say, we got the civil society organizations. Then get for those me live the same time, 8 p.m. tomorrow, now this platform. We want to ask them again question, what did they do for strengthening the democracy and rule of law in our country? So that conversation, they continue. Because ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, I want to remind you now, so this democracy where we get on our country, we fight very hard for them. Some of our brothers and sisters die for that struggle, they forget this democracy. So plenty people suffer for this democracy. So it's Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, what are the state of play right now at the APC party?
Well, the APC party, they try for work towards a convention as directed by PPRC further to the instruction where the courts give. say we court talk, you get for listen to the court and waiting the court say. And fully knowing say the APC na a law-abiding political party. We are very structured, we are very formidable, and this party, to joke us today, we get sophisticated mind and sets them, and we prepare for move forward and ensure we get some of the acts them together. We go put we party in the position and readiness for Take Back Power 2023.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay. And on that regard, you know, an aspirant for the position of National Publicity Secretary, now the APC party, and other aspirants back there for different positions. You feel say the party don't communicate so now through the secretariat, the process fully, and una understand them, una happy with the process going forward?
Well, for now, we need a discourse process. Individuals, then they discuss their aspirations and what they might have in the pot. But for now, I think the focus is trying to explain the position of the party in respect of all the intra-party bickering or brouhaha, and how the leadership of the party don't do in level best alongside other members of the party. Therefore, we get quiet, calm, and for make the APC party go able to move on. And just like they say, the position of the party get to do with the letter by PPRC, where it give directions to we in respect of what is required of us for make we go able to get an NDC 2021. So if you prompt me, I will continue. Then I go able to move ahead for make I go explain that. So people then go able to understand, say, now this the APC department, and this we intend for do.
Yes, please, Mr. Mohamed 91, go ahead and explain that in detail. Let we know first. Let we get the basis of waiting for happen before we move from there.
Okay. A letter was written to the party secretariat. The presiding judge now, Judge Fisher, I think then we hold a meeting with PPRC. PPRC all know say now the committee we're responsible for regulate the activities and affairs of political parties then at this country, then get a constitutional mandate for oversee the activities of political parties there. So one of the things then get about 7 pointers them where they expect you for ad hire. One of the first one a 15-man inclusive interim technical committee of non-sympathizers them. They say for put together a team of 15 people them, and that committee they an interim technical committee na so they call up. Then the second aspect, this committee then get the mandates, and the A part of that mandate they now for make them go able to organize elections then, to plan and organize election. So this 15 committee they write the party, so the party for appoint 15 people there of non-sympathizers them, where the mandate now for plan and organize elections. Elections that 132 constituencies them, 5 delegates each. We get 132 constituencies them Sierra Leone, and they want 5 delegates in each constituency. And then the youth wing, they need 20 delegates them from the youth wing. And the women's wing, they need 20 delegates them from the women's wing. But I explain this a bit further. How will they get the 5 delegates them from each constituency? Every card carrying member, anybody will register, then he gets a card, that photo card, he gets a duty, he entitled for make a vote. Now you write for vote and be voted for. So long as you get a card, it means that you're an APC, you get rights for vote and be voted for. That's the first thing. So it means the people that always get card now the various constituencies there, in all 132 constituencies them, then get rights for vote and be voted for. For example, let's say constituency 001, then you get about 3,000 APC card carrying members there. All them 3,000 then they get rights for team up and they get rights for votes back at the same time. Of
okay,
course,
Mr.
you know,
Mohamed, I want to interject quickly on that regard. Like when we don't highlight Sesay, now 132 constituencies in the country. And so that means they go conduct election at all the 132 constituencies in there.
Yeah, and
so
just
how the party go able to do that? Because we again say they try for appeal for an extension where the good thing for happen on Monday. What's the time frame where the party?
Yeah, when I make some of them difficulties there, I would try for highlights then so people then go understand the position of the party, how cumbersome it is. You do not expect a whole political party like the APC, the largest political party, for make them be able to conclude all this. But it is our intention to adhere to the directions of the court. So 5 members should be elected. We therefore we list together of all the registered members, various constituencies them. We therefore make sure we publicize that to them and explain to them the process of the election that we are about to conduct. Then after that, we even done it to the youth league. The youth league forget 20 delegates. How will they get them? The youth league gets a registration process. The one that will join the youth league, then will tell you, say, they all get card. So any card carrying member, now the youth league get rights for team up to vote and be voted for. So then are 20 delegates. The women's wing, not like the youth wing, then not get a registration process. So any APC card carrying member, when a woman, they get rights for vote and be voted for, but they only need 20 delegates. Then the B part, now to plan emergency NDC for the sole purpose of adopting the party constitution. Now all be area about the constitution draft, where the party be a common force from that 10 member for know why we lost election, that we come to reviewing the constitution. This now for just tell you, say the APC, now a dynamic party, now a party we're not static, now a party where they go with the tune of the time. We listen, then they review aspects of the constitution and all the recommendation from we opponents them and also the supporters, the pros, the this, they listen to everything, put them all together, and then we able to review. Now this constitution here, we need for go a convention, we'll call an emergency national delegates convention for make we go adopt them. So then 5 delegates there from each constituency plus 20 delegates now the youth, 20 now the women's group, now then they go adopt this constitution. Then the C aspect of that, by number 2, now they still there. And PPRC now therefore supervise the work of the committee. So until we all know say PPRC now then you work, but let somebody not go talk say afterwards where APC go there now this and this then do. Now make PPRC get forget take presence there. Then number 3, the APC lawyer then be supposed to go before Judge Fisher for make them go get a clarification. Now, on that basis, you see waiting the happen now. The party gets a position where we register before the court in respect of timing and all other things. And we expect a ruling, just like you say, possibly on Monday, for make we go see how far then we will extend that. But we believe, say, the judge be really listen, and then, say we get a legitimate case in respect of an extension, owing to the fact, say, the committee to put together, we want no one do anything messy. So there were recommendation, and we'll get back to the public and inform them. Then number 4, all registered card-carrying members are eligible to vote, just like I don't explain. Anybody when a card-carrying member of the APC party is eligible for votes.
Okay, Mr. 91Sesay, I just want to interject quickly. I want to turn quickly to your own aspiration. You say you aspire to become a national publicity secretary for the APC party. And that now subsequent, maybe after we adopt a new constitution, then get for make that election and forget the national executive. Is that the case, sir?
Yes, you are very correct. My own aspiration cogent, and it is very true. I believe, say, there are other people as well where they aspire, but I believe say I am the fittest in respect of raising the profile of the APC party.
Okay, Mr. 91Sesay, and it's on that account. I want to ask you, say right now you didn't have the communication team for the APC. Then you also now the serving PRO for the APC UK and I branch. Do you feel say what you don't work with the APC? What make you feel say then go now you don't own at the APC for able to catapult you for become the national public secretary? Why make the party and the people who support the party members and well wishers and sympathizers them owing to what you don't do already for elect you for become the national public secretary for the party?
Oh, thank you very much, Supermed. In other words, if I fit, yes, I believe so I fit. The first thing why they bring to your attention are institutional knowledge. I don't serve this party from ward level to constituency, to district, to region. If you can recall me, I'm the tentative mouthpiece for the diaspora, and I also don't serve as a forum administrator to the diaspora coordinator. I'm a member of the national publicity team. This is now a NAC Industry Oversight Committee. We're responsible for ICT and publicity, not the party. And if you talk about institutional knowledge, I'll go far back. In the 90s, I don't follow this party throughout. I've never missed out on a convention. I've never missed out on an important meeting. I follow this party through and through. And when they make trouble in this party, say I don't become a liability to this party for whatever reason. So because of that, I believe so I cut across, I able to raise the bar and the profile of the party, both at home and in the diaspora, and know the language of the diaspora. As you all know, the diaspora are people and way we need, now people the way they contribute greatly to a mighty party. For every time the APC is in opposition, the contribution of the diaspora is in respect of returning us back to power. You can recall Ernest Bai Koroma had to solicit support from the diaspora, and that way today, that first the way come with now be able to make win elections. And then also when you talk about the grassroots, you cannot do without the grassroots in the APC party. You need somebody who will reach down there. You look at the grassroots party, tell them this party who say commodity history, the visions of the founding father. For example, there are still people who they miss out. Alhaji Chief Mukhtar Ukali, the first chairman and leader of this party. Ali Badara in deputy. C. Kamaratino, first secretary general. Pa S. Koroma when I the first PRO. Kausu Konte when I the first organizing secretary. Then Koto Abu Bakar. Sidiki Bangura, when I the architect to draw the symbol, as you can recall, the first symbol now before, now you get about 14. The way you commodate Sheikh Jibril Sesay, when I the first treasurer, Dr. Shakapi Stephen, I the 8th member, in wife 90 yes. Still at the time.
Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, you seem to have so much knowledge about the APC party. That is unchallengeable. But what will the time for say, somebody it's time for asking from the forum say, where you been at the PRO for the APC UK and I branch? How you promote the APC UK and I branch where APC members and the UK and I go say yes, Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay doing it or at the moment even in they do something for make sure say for showcase the APC UK and I branch. I will not say that a formidable executive at the UK and I branch. What do you say to that, sir?
The APC UK and I branch, I can call us that the city of APC in the diaspora. Always we counterparts there in the USA, you know, they can try for knock the chest, come up, but you know, we get better heads them that can always keep the bar high for APC UK and I branch. In the APC UK and I originally I was a contender by an election of 5 people. Me are one of the 5 principal stakeholders who were responsible for the leadership. But we were able to organize an election between ourselves, whereby Mustafa Ahmed Koroma, the astute and dynamic chairman, emerged as the chairman. And I supported the APC and UKI. Now, against that background, the diaspora then be able to notice me and they'll be able to present me name forward as a diaspora region mouthpiece. Against that background, the national APC able to recognize me and then be able to draw me in as a member of the national publicity team. Yes, the APC UK and I branch, in fact, then be sent me during the registration for represent the branch. I can take part in the registration and also in the election process. As you can recall, flag bearer Dr. Samura Kamara had one PRO, and one profiler, and that is no other person but Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay. Because of the APC UK and I branch, I was given that leverage. And because of that, the recognition, a far-fetched, far-reach, intuition, exposure, and institutional knowledge demonstrated, yes, I did so much for the APC UK and I branch. And I believe, say, waiting, I don't learn from the APC and UKI branch. Now I get for transmit for make a camp and deliver back to the party for represent as the next national publicity sector of the APC.
Okay, thank you once more, Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay. But Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, the APC party, now they move from you to the APC party itself again. Plenty APC party supporters and members and sympathizers and they are pretty much disappointed with the shenanigans, the way they see, with the bickering, with the infighting. and then they lay the blame fairly and squarely to some key stakeholders them, or most of the key stakeholders them foods. What did you take? What thing cause all this here? And what are your assessments of that situation?
Okay. The issue of infighting, an issue we come on with the APC party and even with the SLPP party. You can recall when Anes by Koroma in 2002 they come, there are court actions there and there. So then thing they are me to me in all movement. The only thing that is unique here, the people the way they currently take the status quo of the party, are they using other sentiments or not they use sentiment that they use? Because by so far, if you take a look, the NRM started this, right? The NRM brought action against us. As you can see, by 2020, we wanted to do this convention, but we were stopped by an injunction where the NRM successfully mounted against us. We're not able to do this convention. Then now you get an individual, winner Alfred Peter Conte, a comrade in the USA, instead take an action against us. And in point is that the executive will expire. Now, in the first place, if the NRM not be taken action against us in 2024, we don't make a convention where the executive not for be even expire in the first place. So to me, the logic there, we hold discussion, we patient the leadership of the party, we hold discussion, we entertain all them people there. The NRM then give them pointers, then believe you me, everything was adopted. So, which means that the APC was already prepared to consider and reflect the views of everybody. Make I bring this point to viewers there. When it comes to reformation, Anes by Koroma, now the first person, in fact, now the mother of all reforms in the APC party. You can recall, Anes by Koroma was sued by other party stakeholders them at the time because MB asked for let them divorce between the chairmanship of the chairmanship and the leadership of the party. There's one, they say no, enough for me. And equally so, if people in a government enough for old party position, then challenge this by Kuruma, they say no. So if we they get things that whereby now we can divorce between the chairman and the leadership, and if somebody gets one position, not go hold another position. If you get be member of parliament, you cannot hold party position. All things and I think they were honest by Kuruma, we don't consider. So I just want to assure everybody, say the part of the party, we are there to entertain everything and we are prepared to do it. But think about this. Was the injunction was it necessary at the time? The party don't spend over $1 billion. People that don't fly from the diaspora to Sierra Leone for go attend the convention. Come on. And then that convention they spoil. We lost a lot.
Okay,
and
Mr.
against
Mohamed,
that,
once you say, I just you as a potential national publicity secretary for the APC party, if the APC party chooses you or elects you, what thing are you take or what you go do about what people they describe as a gross human rights violation in Sierra Leone? What we see, even Christmas in the Bita, we don't see people who don't kill, na Panemba Road, na McKinney, na all those places. People they all detain them for so many months, maybe some even over a year, even like the likes of Mohamed up to now, then in a prison. How you go? What you go do as if they elect you as the national publicity secretary for make sure say you hold government accountable in relation to the human rights of Sierra Leoneans in another country?
Supermed, if you don't know me by now, speaking truth to power is not something we may shy away from. No amount of intimidation not going to make me afraid or fear for speak truth to power. You see, the SLPP, to be honest with you, is senseless government. Because then for no say, this brute force need to take them nowhere. This brute force will not take them nowhere. The SLPP, they do unprecedented things then to me. I don't even see the logic behind it. Can you imagine a Christman like Blacker, now they take a word. He say, well, now, because of the beat, they don't beat me. Well, now, I support the government of the day. Say, let God make them come out. In other words, can you imagine? Blacker supports you. Me, if you Blacker and all the other Christmas in the country support the SLPP, let them take the Christmas. We they deal with the people that we're saying. Because you know, say Blacker not get for votes. For God's sake, if you Blacker, they go around, they insult the first gentleman. They disagree with that. Why he Chris? He's mad. Why go after Blacker? You cannot do that. Now, gross human rights violation. Imagine people like Comrade Quetta, then get for leave. The United Nations, they helped and they aided him to leave the country because they were convinced with his story, say, in life they at threat. Imagine people like Paulo Conte, they take them, go lock them up. Only for make them pull and discharge and say you're not guilty of any treason. Can you imagine? All the intimidation tactics there will not take the SLPP any further. And I say this to you, the candidacy of Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, it will be the candidacy that I will dedicate to your sampa, where in a village, where go for go sell. But because it will make the money for make and not return, it left not off court until the next day. And it will be dedicated to Pamadu. Pamadu will come up very early in the morning before the family wake, and the shame for return back na us, it is shame for them picking and ask for lunch in a day. And I dedicated to Pamadu. Pamadu again, this is another Pamadu way in a Kenima. This Pamadu, now the posse way come out, he go and hang himself because he not get chop money or he not get way for make you go buy books and uniform for in picking them for go school. It is disgraceful. The people are suffering. Starvation day. I will say everything. Mohamed, I say this again, Supermed. Every Wednesday, I get a press conference for expose the bad governance of the SLPP party. By Friday, Thursday, Friday, I go to prison. And by the time they release me, I'll be back on my feet, exposing the things that are supposed to be out there. And if you know me, I'm already familiar with the corridors of Downing Street, with the corridors of the UK Parliament. Me and the Sierra Leone, one party Sierra Leone that was invited to the Houses of Parliament during 2014 for go talk about Ebola, for go put a case for Sierra Leone in respect of Ebola. And I tell you this, I know how to Rolodex around these people. I know how to raise the profile of the APC party, and the APC party is the only political party that is good for Sierra Leone. I can assure you, I will not be afraid. I will not be intimidated. I am either in prison not saying anything, but at liberty, I will always say something. So don't worry about Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay will take them on. But for me first, I don't believe say talking tough, going after, this is something everybody they do. Civil society, better journalists, and then they talk about the journalists that have been bought off or the civil society that have been bought away. But what is important now for raise the profile of the party, the morale of supporters them. Now for raise the profile of the party in the diaspora. Now for teaching people them, tell them about the composition of the APC party. Tell them about the social open inclusive values there. So people then go believe in the APC party, vote.
Mr. Mohamed 91, I think you don't frozen a bit. Hello, Fambulem.
Party. Then I go out there to promote the APC party. Me not gonna be a troublemaker. Somebody where don't take the party in a court. Somebody where they make trouble. Somebody where they make ghost. Somebody where we get the opportunity for reach out to people. He did not do it. Then I come back say, I want can be an executive, a national executive of this party. The mouthpiece of the party for be a clean sheet. Now somebody when no one they make trouble, you get the institutional knowledge, being erudite, exposed, intuition, and be very informed about issues affecting the party. With Mohamed 91Sesay, trust me, I can do that on behalf of the party.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay. And Fambula, I want to thank you plenty. Una comments say all welcome on the platform. You guys have been always there supporting this platform. The then and now media empire where they keep the conversation going. So welcome on our support. I will tell you thank you plenty. Today, as soon as see, we get Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay when an aspirant for the position of National Publicity Secretary na the APC party. And the topic today now about the upcoming convention at the APC party where we dissect in so many different perspectives. And again, I want to say tomorrow by God in power, 8 p.m., the same time, we get CSOs and the civil society organizations. And the topic will be how what's an role for maintain democracy and rule of law in our country. So please, do not forget to tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. And don't forget Sunday. Sunday, we get Mr. Bompatu where they look at issues relating to Sierra Leone, economic, political, social, all the issues there. And in program, talk about Saloon. So ladies and gentlemen, we want to watch out. There are so many programs coming up very soon from the Dell and Now Media Empire. And again, don't forget, we also try to make sure say one over the airwaves as well. We radio, we try for launch time and we get program them for do about that as well. We're for the informal as time they go along. And Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, another thing again as somebody where you best na Sierra Leone. Many Sierra Leoneans have this platform. Then they call we from Sierra Leone. Then they inform me from all the four corners of Sierra Leone until we say, then they face dire economic situation at the country. Then they talk about them picking and say them picking don't go school, don't go college, don't go university, work no day. Then they talk about the hyperinflation at the country where everything price they go up. I want that you say tell we from your point of view, because you say something at the country, you're not possible they all about that country day. So what's your assessment? What's the people that tell you the fact, or you get any doubt about them?
Thank you very much. The last time I think I be there social media and some forum, then I see the presidential spokesman send a link. He say, when I click this link here, for long I see the work we President Bio don't do. That I say, my friend, stop ridiculing yourself, because you know you ridicule the people of Sierra Leone. I don't need a link for make I know if SLPP don't work. I don't need a link. Eya Sampa don't need a link. Mami Ayi no need a link. If Mami Ayi go na Dove Court, the paper during APC time, when I be 500 loan for the COP, they go meet some 5,000 loan. They go no say SLPP no do kokopi. When men they say kokopi nothing. And if they talk about Yasampa, if you grab, they go na Abacha Street. The bag where it be they buy 10,000. Now during SLPP, from what they take over, that bag they cost 50, 60, 150,000. They go no say SLPP no do na.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mohamed is talking
and nothing is happening. The rice prices they don't go up. Everything, inflation, super hyper inflation, and the government is not listening. And besides that, what they do back, then they intimidate people and tell them say make no not talk. I don't know what in the SLPP is banking on. But when it comes to mandate renewal, what do they really have to point at? The SLPP hit the run falling. Hit the ground falling. You know when they say hit the ground running, they hit the ground falling. They fail from day one. From day one, they fail. You see, government na continuity. When them people there become a power, what is the first need for do? Now for appreciate and acknowledge them predecessor in work. If you then be do that day, that would have solved the first thing. Promote cohesion. Like when they meet Anes by Kuruma don't do the vote there, no call them patch. You say, okay, Anes don't do 80% of the major turn there. Now, who say left, who say they can continue that side. But you go read and say, we know to road we can for. Now we agenda this. Una meet Mama Airport. Una meet Mama Airport. The funding is available. Everything is super for make it take up. Una say no, una no want Mama, una want Lunge Bridge. Then una go una commission Lunge Bridge. Una commode una launcher. Una commode una put building back. Nothing will happen. This September, they don't still don't tire. September can September go. September can September go. There is no Lunge Bridge. Then they want to do something like we call a tactical withdrawal from Lunge Bridge. They say they go do a facelift na Lunge Airport from January. Nothing will happen. And people then don't tire with all the lies there. The SLPP party even promised their supporters their married money. And say if they win, then go give some of their supporters their married money. Can you imagine how cheap that is? They would be telling lies, bakery with the open bakery and flour mill factory. They are launching everything. Nothing is happening. Governance, not to way easy. Then when they started pointing finger, APC no left money. But then say for the first 3 months, we able to pay this country without to not borrow money. Who say una pull that money there? Now una pocket come out. Then when I say APC no left money, the issues them plenty, my brother. They keep bringing up issues that they themselves cannot support. For example, like how they meet 15% salary increase for government workers and 10% for non-government workers. Now then they come and say, you know what, from that 15%, we have they add another 15%, they go 30%. From that 10% they add another 10, they go 20%. But no, no good one. In fact, if they talk about salary increase of 5%, then they over-exaggerate, come to the other 10%, make it look like now 15%. Then they overpromise and underdeliver. And these are the issues because they don't want to learn. They want to build a country from scratch, and it is impossible. Rome was not built in a day. And now the bread and butter minister, when Jacob Justus Safa, who is now the then Minister of Finance, who is now the Chief Minister, Mbe can categorically clear before he moves to the next assignment. He say, so for make them go deliver this country, it needs 4 successive governments. They not calling young government too. 4 successive governments there for deliver this government.
Okay, on that note, Mr. 91Sesay.
I don't see more than countries there. When you they make promises, if we're able to say the money they come on. If you say all students, all university them now free. Then say they pull the money, say they increase.
Mr. 91, before you enter that particular note, because we'll go back. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay now, an aspirant for the position of National Publicity Secretary for just the January, and the topic at the upcoming APC convention. Me will represent and moderate this program in a Supermed. And ladies, Mr. 91Sesay, now we revert back to the APC party, because now the main focus of the discussion today. We just highlight the issue there, because we at this platform, we always talk about upholding democracy and the rule of law. Now we think it's very paramount for we country can progress one. And we believe that democracy, not just almost say democracy gets tenants them. It gets in the way support and we make democracy the tranga one. But Mr. 91Sesay, in terms of the APC party, where the party in a young party where they try for become a national publicity secretary for. Many of the other aspirants them don't begin cry foul in terms of the process may not begin itself. Some of them say they not get trust in the current executive for run that process day. Some they say the old process need to be dismantled and bring come elders then. We go can do all that process day. Some they say the old thing, many reasons. Are you reassured? Or do you want for reassure the viewers them today? Say the process where the particular for use for elect the executive them from the constituency level, take a national, go to the flag bearer, will be free and fair and transparent and meets the standard of a democratic party.
I can tell you the APC subscribe to the democratic dispensation as required by the Constitution, by the guidance of the PPRC. And we are a formidable and registered political party in this country. If we not be subscribed to some of the rules that are expected of us, then not before give we a mandate for make we continue as a political party. This is not a political party. We don't can power. It don't deny power. It don't rule this country. And we get max of development. Then we don't do that this country. Within the party, you get people we from day one, like I said to you, they started disagreeing. They started by saying, Anes by Kuruma go, you go. But I'm not sure that for day. If Anes by Kuruma go, that for day. And we party constitution say, now only a delegates conference, now in the pool person, now in the put person. So then we feel say if Ernest by Kurumago, then they take in place. Because now that's what they see. When they see aspirations from the people that we are calling for Ernest by Kuruma to go, Yansane to go, Minkailu to go, by Mahmoud go, Elizabeth Mans go, almost everybody go. Mohamed 91 go, everybody go. Waiting people there all don't go. Now who that they represent them? Well, at least we need them people there for make them go able transition get for the day. Where Ernest by Kuruma be the common. Madabio does want to be president, but you not be expecting Ernest by Kuruma they come out before Madabio did it. Before you see, and Madabio they conduct election. Why they say Ernest by Kuruma they conduct election? When Madabio win, emerge the winner as declared by the chairman of NEC, what's he do? He handed power over to Madabio. So if Madabio be say, will not believe Ernest by Kuruma for making conduct the election there. Let me tell you something. Coffee and casket, they shape them different. But now the same thing now for carry diamond. Somebody will get problem, he get problem. It doesn't matter what you do. The recommendations them where the NRM give, all were accepted and adopted, and they all day inside the constitution. Now for look again and say that people I will not trust them for let them day before, for not go and actor. I don't know what they are looking for. But if they feel say the APC party go die in Nedeby, and let them don't forget when the NRM and other critics them, they do what and they do so. Let them not forget. I hope say they get the support na the ground, the ordinary people them, because when we go there, we do vote what we want. If we the delegates them, we deem it necessary for vote back Ernest by Koroman as the chairman. Now that we they do Supermed. It give us the opportunity. We will vote back Ernest by Koroman. And it means say they can forget rid of all the delegates them, all the card carrying members then, they register them only, center and then 15 or center and then 20. Now then go represent the APC party before we get rid of. But waiting we see, not a reformation thereafter, now revolution. Reformation and revolution are quite different things. We appreciate the like-minded comrades that within the NRM movement or ARM or the way forward, where they still reason now say, look, this party don't give you so much, and it is high time for law we accept her. One of them is my own counterpart, instead they aspire. You understand? It make it clear. It say we feel say them party I don't give you so much, and I feel say irrelevant and necessary. You have those troublemakers that are still aspiring. So one be secretary general, so one be organizing secretary. So now make una be the 50 party. So una go come, well, delegates then get for this side. I hope so una get the support on the ground because we the
okay, Mr. 91Sesay, thank you very much. On that note, I think so you don't clarify plenty one. Somebody asked quick question here. So he said that they see some photo them online of SIPP showing Lunge Airport expansion going ahead. He said if you're able to confirm, say the Lunge Airport expansion don't begin. As at the moment, you know, they say they see the photo them. Expansion.
Supermed, I don't know what people they call expansion and facelift. I don't know what they call it. But I used that airport 3 weeks back. And I assure you, say, the people they don't even know what they talk about. I don't know what they talk about. They go do them propaganda, then go do this, then go do that, waiting and promise we, waiting and negotiate, waiting and talk about. It's not happening. A facelift is different from a airport expansion. You remember Gatwick, where they want a second runway. Now that did they call the airport expansion. You remember Heathrow, Ebide Terminal 1, 2, 3. Then they go 4. Then they go at Terminal 5. Now then they call it airport expansion. I hope say then people that they present to the people of Sierra Leone a second runway where we say we get Terminal 1, 2, 3. I hope say this is what they're going to do. But we get one entry, one arrival. Then go, you begin paint on side. Now this is not the facelift. These guys are jokers. There is nothing happening.
I mean, better way because people then say that they see them now. All kind because we don't totally see them picture in the but we're not seeing anything happening.
Pictures that they don't begin run from Anes by Koroma where you be the where Anes by Koroma do a facelift of Lunge. I did now so I left and so it did. So if any other person want to do one or two things, we know what's in an airport expansion. Then therefore provide or produce for us a second runway. Then therefore produce for us some building that presidential be. Then get the things the way they are the document. And when end up, we will supervise, we will observe. We they get access to the airport. Now we airports. Now they use.
Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, one of the biggest promises where this government will make back saying will be La Lunge Bridge. What's the latest updates for that Lunge Bridge? Because we say don't sell like should be for people that go bam, they come, you know, they come wait and call turn the salt for the Lunge Bridge. What are the latest? Is it gonna happen or is it just another propaganda?
My brother, past can they build the bridge under the water for long not see there. But me so far a ferry would they use across. Then we use them speedboat to them back and we then pamper them. You see, we then dollar ferry. So me, I know say, in fact, when they talked about Lunge Bridge, I know of a certain investor where they make consultation and grace. He say a one for buy ferry. Now I say, but they can't make the bridge. And I say because of that, I make they go buy ferry because I know say not there for me. Okay. There is no Lunge Bridge happening. Where the money? Where the investors there? You require billions of dollars. My airport we need $400 million. Was it logical? Who's investor? Where the graph for go put money per Lunge Bridge? Where 100 years from today, that money they not get for commons. Who that get for do? How many vehicles they get for use that bridge they for cross? Who that they do that? You know the country where they do that kind of opening. Now country very wealthy. They want to do it for beautification of the city. For let them say, wow, we passed a bridge across the Atlantic Ocean. But if they talk about Lunge Bridge, the man where they can put in money there. If they check for, is it economically viable? And if the answer is no, they won't put money there. And Salon, as a government, will not get that money there for put up a Lunge Bridge. There will be no Lunge Bridge. If they want to go build underwater, then begin swim, okay, or they use rubber fack, they put people there from this side of the road, they fack, I go for down a Lunge, okay, then they fine. But there will be no Lunge Bridge because we no see them threats than they eat. Then go lie, but if you pass and call the investors, then we will check with them. We go find out. We go know. You know, you can lie by some people sometimes, but you can't lie by all the citizens there all the time.
Okay, thank you very much. On that note, Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, I want to tell you thank you for that particular response. I believe say people really listen, you don't clarify the topic because now topic once in a while it looks like the old picture they can bring and come back, then disappear, then bring and come back, and the top take, you know, it's really unfortunate that we go for the camp, pull and push for that kind of topic in day. But Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, what you be feel say the APC when are you party when I'm in governance? What you be feel say the shortcomings?
Okay, you see, nobody not perfect. And as by Koroma, we now we hero who we consider as African world best president, it wasn't perfect. If he were perfect, if we don't fall on, if he be perfect, we don't fall on and fall foot and say, you know, it's in APC don't do work. But he wasn't perfect. Now the reason that make we be one bring Dr. Samura Kamara for make it complement the efforts of Anes by Koroma. We say we get free medical for maternal mothers and the under 5. Dr. Samura for become and say all citizens that we not get work, they're entitled to free medical. We say we begin light where they can 12 hours a day. Dr. Samura would have said we they make them 24 hours a day. We say we begin road them where 80% complete. Dr. Samura would have complemented the efforts at the time in 20. I'm not campaigning for Dr. Samura, but I just to tell you what would have happened. In 2018, if we win elections, if
yeah, but Mr. 91Sesay, I just want to know the shortfall, the shortcomings then of the previous APC government. Waiting, according to your own assessment, waiting and not be able to deliver on. Waiting,
sorry, say that
for do much better.
When the shortfalls, now they come so, but because we failed to remain in governance, this is not to say we lost elections. Because we failed to remain in governance, that's now one shortfall. Because the people of Sierra Leone be expecting for win election. We did not. And some of the shortfalls then, the 10-man committee, they go right across the country, do consultations in the diaspora for make them know. The Tusim saga was one of them. And then the plenty aspirants then, where them vex because they not get the flag, we not take part, we not talk to the people. Some of the aspirants themselves, then they were not vote. Then vex to a point. The second election, when now the runoff, no votes. This now some of the things them blame a lot of things to appointments, to this, to that. And against that background, we reform the constitution. We come back with the answers for make we go prepare ourselves. And while we readiness now to correct some of them things then.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. 91Sesay, and where you clarify some of them things because some people then go ask say, well, there must be some shortfalls, and you don't identify the thing and through the 9-man committee with them say highlights with the findings. But Mr. 91Sesay, now we know say the country by God in power 2022 we get local council elections and 2023 we get general and presidential elections. And we see recently the president, they appoint member of NAC them where even for consult the other political parties they needed one. It just the appointing no more. So it looked like there's some sort of impunity or maybe abuse of the constitution on the side of government. And you still get confidence say, come the election and the election, people then go able to vote free and fairly, and the result of the people then go come out as them vote.
Supermed, people power, not underestimate them. SLPP can do everything they want. Believe you me, if the time don't reach for them, come out and they go. What's in the way Donald Trump not do? When time reach, come out. When people power, what's in the way Jermaine not do? When time reach, come out. When people power come, believe you me, there were more powerful leaders, wealthy, tyrannical, they unleash menace, they did everything they wanted to do. Where the time reached, then they come on. And I assure you, 2023, the SLPP, they come on a power. They will be voted out by the people of Sierra Leone. And they appoint all the polling agents, them, party agents, them, now SLPP people, and sympathizers, them, and now waiting and do. And they come on a power 2023. The people of Sierra Leone will vote the SLPP out. They will vote out the SLPP. than the Apple 2023. Be rest assured.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay. And Fambulem, today we get Mohamed 91Sesay. Most of us Samiam is dubbed as the global voice of APC and an aspirant for the position of National Publicity Secretary at the APC party. Me where they moderate and present the show, so me and Mohamed Kamara popularly known as Supermed. And I want to remind you and say tomorrow we get the CSOs them, the civil society organizations, and we get for them on this platform tomorrow, and we get for look at what they do for help make sure say the democracy and rule of law will maintain in our country. So now very, very important program as well. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. UK time and 7 p.m. Saloon time. Wanna please tune in. And on Sunday, we get Mr. Mbopa to where they come with talk about Salon. They get for look at Salon issues, them economic, political, and social issues, them plenty other issues, them 9 p.m. UK time on Sunday, 8 p.m. Saloon time. So please, wanna stay tuned and una support on this platform is highly appreciated. Like what I told you, so very soon we will come here on the airwaves. Radio can come out when at the then now media Empire Radio. We will make sure say even people that are the salon at the corners of salon go here will live all the talk. So now stay tuned and please continue for give us support. We appreciate them greatly. Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, as we try for round up now because you know say we na short and sharp interview they do. We don't see, since this particular government came to power 2018, when I say one of the flagship policies now for fight corruption, we don't see 2 audit reports we don't come up for 2018, 2019. We should clearly say the corruption is even unimaginable. Then lately, we don't see the reports where they come up from the Africanist press, where the leading author, editor, when Mr. Chernobyl, they publish, who will see massive corruption, unprecedented corruption. Where we see even the first family for a trip, when they send a private trip to Lebanon, they were allocated up to $1 million for that trip. Meanwhile, Sierra Leoneans, they languish, now they hospital, even for paracetamol, you know, they Sierra Leoneans, picking them, then they sleep 1 day, 2 days, team for itself, no day. What are your assessment in relation to the government and flagship fight against corruption, where they talk about so much just for we belong to the system?
Now a facade. I think it's not just a front to actually go after the opposition. Supermed, I will put on easy. Grumpy, they go after Rata for thief. You know, possible. Then they, you know, see corruption, I live in organism. Past corruption or present corruption, who's already affect the people of Sierra Leone. I think our present corruption. If this government is serious about corruption, then they attack corruption now. That is happening. Law say, Supermed, if man can you owes, he can't thief 200,000 ago. Then you get if man where they currently, they thief 200,000.
Mr. 91Sesay, I think you don't frozen.
Come on, man. When you owes, when a thief daily, you go after the one we can't thief one no more and go. The APC no dena power. The SLPP una dena power. If una serious about fighting corruption, una they hit corruption right inside una house. You know go come, you say you block leakages, then you open gutters. We all see corruption. And corruption is clear. But you not gonna know the complete the quantification of corruption. You not gonna know how the assessment rate until lenga they are common power. That time they would get access to all the books, would they get access to all the accounts. For now, na APC your corruption, and they sabi, na they able to see. And as you know, which man will get lawyer. The APC is not there to defend. Now then they go na media, now then they go that is. Can you imagine Chernobyl was interviewed at SLBC? Now not agree air them out because a hammer and make some points them some revelations there. They don't want the people of Sierra Leone to see that. Now not hear them out. No, no, hear them out. But guess what? The people of Sierra Leone get for no anyway. So if the corruption not then at this current regime, how come things have not changed? How come things are difficult? We the talk about hunger. They say APC need the sidoya. So longo need the sidoya angry but cook now get starvation. They are begging if you're angry, when I bring her back. But starvation are the worst parts of hunger. You see? Free education day, me appreciate it at the 100%. But for now, not just call them free school fees. Because education encompasses a lot of things. In the West, for example, the UK, if you need a child tax credit, they expect that child tax credit the way you claim. Now they buy bag, now they buy uniform for you picking. If you work now working tax credit, then they top up your salary. Now they give you school dinner, buy bag, you give lunch to you picking. No, you see, when you say free education, you forget to say the parents still need for provide bag lunch for him picking. The teacher need to be satisfied. But now the school will say, well, yes, now free education, I need a pay, but you get for make bench. Because bench are not available. The school and the government will send benches to it. And you want to let you pick land. And then anti-corruption, they say, when the teacher asks you for something, no gear. If you give it, we'll catch the teacher, na 10 years, na this, na so million, na this, na that. Then the teacher then go say, let Pikin go sit down first now. So say Pikin go sit down. We are not listening to them because the Pikin are not in a government school. The Pikin are in a private school. So the Pikin are there abroad. Then the government assisted schools them, they not get the implements and the instruments the way they need for make them go able to deliver quality education to support the visions and aspirations of His Excellency the President Bio. And you get the label one day around now, before they tell the president the truth, they keep going up there, they get a false impression as if everything is going on well in those schools. Well, me, I'm a father, and I know say me picking to go school, and I know say the government assisted schools there, nothing all the day. And the one that when me they give scholarship, when they did, I had to retrieve them from government assisted schools to private schools. Because the moment when they say free education, we don't get more failures. How come we get free education picking and they fail more? So when the government wants to fight corruption, you need to hit at the education sector. You need to hit at the very institution we're responsible for corruption. Now, not selective. ACC, they indict this, he left this. When you call this in them, you say, no, will they look at this? Will they do this? Then they say they need people for come forward. Africanist press don't come forward. How come they're not able to? They say, well, na accusation. So who that you when are true? So the thief for APC thief na corruption, SLPP on accusation. Now a facade. They are not serious about fighting corruption. Now a front to go after the opposition. It will not work.
Okay, but then on that bombshell, I want to tell Famud and say next week we'll get forget at this platform. The diaspora DJ Little and the Moses and Cool, they're going for them at this platform here. So I'm gonna watch out for that particular program as well as part of we community cohesion program. Them we also they bring people when they do something and within the community where for promote and wait and call the community with they as well they do them projects in there as well. So now watch out for them very soon now this platform. Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, would they come now to an end? They're going to say net long tete dogo most clean. This program don't come, they come to an end. But I want to give you 2 minutes for let you round up in relation to Union campaign for become the national publicity secretary for the APC party. Why make APC for give a very important position in the where you go be the original national mouthpiece for the party under these particular circumstances, under this situation where the party they face? So, over to you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Comrades, all of the mighty APC party, the aspiration of the candidacy of Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay is a diaspora candidacy, a grassroots candidacy. In opposition, these are tough times, but very decisive. We therefore put the best people in at the best places then so that we could get the best results. Who are the best person? Each and every position within the aspire out there, it gets something we call person specification. You get for possess certain skills, you get for acquire certain set skills them where you need in respect of promoting the APC party. You, the national publicity secretary, you are the mouthpiece of the party. Now you they go out there to the grassroots to them, to the ranks and files them, that the one they way they up and the one they way they down, even to the international community. So you therefore need somebody with an institutional knowledge where they will campaign out there, meet the people and tell them about the values of the APC party. If you not get that person there, it will be difficult for make them sell the party. This is not the poster boy of the party. This is not the person with firebrand. We know what it means. We believe in the values of the party. This is not a loyal person, not a troublemaker, not a selfish person. This is a person where he say, when he comes to the truth, even if the truth affects him, he just get for talk him. And I say this to you, the candidacy of Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, now the only candidacy where you will go England, you go America, you go Germany, you go Ghana, you go Liberia, you go Guinea, and talk to the people that we matter and tell them, say, Sierra Leone needs a change and a real change, and the people in yield for this, they yield for this. You get forget person where they in that capacity. You get forget person equally where will go to the flag bearers, then will not be succeed, and they get from belief, say this person, yes, you get the intuition, the requisite knowledge. Lord will not make a mistake. If we make a mistake or put the wrong person, this party and values, then I will explain them better. How you go talk for party where you not serve? You not serve. You be don't did it? Who said you be there? How you be served? What do you serve? Now experience based on service. Loyalty na service. Royalty na spending. For which I just want to tell you, say, Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay candidacy. Now a candidacy we go support this party, raise the profile of this party, engage and consult with each other to make beneficial use of time to promote issues that are beneficial to Sierra Leone. I want to tell you now, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay. And before I round up, I want to say next week we'll go forget, and we own flag bearer aspirant for the APC party, Chief Alaji Tonkla Bangwa Godena Yaso. Then we also don't forget Dr. S.A. Fofi, when I socialist scientist, he's a for day at the platform. So now watch out for them people in there as well. Mr. Mohamed 91Sesay, on behalf of the Then and Now Media Empire and viewers them, we want to tell you thank you plenty for where you take time off your busy schedule for can talk to you about issues them we're pertinent to the development of our country, Sierra Leone. So they tell you thank you. They wish you all the best in your campaign for become the national publicity secretary for the APC party. And please feel free for come again. We will go always welcoming on this platform. The platform is always open to you and so many other people in we're ready for put Sierra Leone force. So now, County, I want to tell you thank you. I want to tell the viewers them thank you. This program, they come to an end now. And like what I say, net long tete dogo Muslim. When I thank you very much. When I tune in tomorrow, same time again, 8 p.m., where we'll get the CSOs them from Sierra Leone, where we can talk about how they help for maintain democracy and rule of law in the country, Sierra Leone. So, family, bye-bye. God bless you, and God bless you, beloved country, Sierra Leone.